Hello and welcome to the Meeple Mentor YouTube channel. I'm Jared, and today we're doing an unboxing of a new release of a game called Clash of Galliformes. As you can see, it's got some great artwork here on the cover of a guy, like a tribal dude riding a giant turkey-esque bird. So this is going to be a really interesting game to take a look at together. We'll read the back and then kind of open it up and do this full unboxing. So let's see, explore, build, and battle in this strategy and resource management game with ground-living birds set in an alternate timeline where birds work alongside tribal clans. As the clans have developed close to their feathery mounts, their cultures have been formed by their specific clan birds. Some have mastered the way of faster bird breeding, while others have gone down a more warlike path. Now is the time to choose your bird, and in so doing, your way of life. Players must expand their territory to find supplies and new technologies for their tribes. The threat from rival clans is also constant, so you have to adapt your strategies and think ahead of your opponents to survive. Will you conquer the other clans by force, or will your memory live on through the peaceful measure of completing cave paintings? The choice is yours. So from the sounds of it, there's quite a bit going on here, and maybe some alternate paths to victory, but it has me intrigued, as I'm sure you are if you're checking out this video. So here we're going to take a look and see what's inside Clash of Galliformes. So we've got rule books. Of course, we've got the English, German, and I think French. Let's take a look here real quick at the English rule book and see what's going on. We got overview of some components. There's the setup there. 3 and 4 and 6 player, and 4, 5, 6 players, of course. So yes, we've got an overview of the player boards and, some basic, how to play. We've got move, gather, trade, develop, expand, how the game ends. And yeah, it's very straightforward. And then there's like a page here at the end for the solo mode. So definitely 1 to 6 player game. And I mean, the rulebook is very straightforward, and I'm kind of surprised at the lack of sort of pictures in here. I mean, obviously you've got the kind of arrows pointing at the game board, or the player board, but everything else is pretty much, just text. So we'll have to see how this plays out. I plan on, playing and then doing a review of the game later, so stay tuned on the channel for that. So here on top, I see we've got some punch boards to deal with. Looks like some player colors in terms of like nest pieces there with like eggs pictured. We've got these cave paintings that look to be in groups of 3 pieces that it would take to make a cave painting. And then you've got these gray punchable numbers. And then these blue tokens, and then what's these various cave drawings, perhaps. I'm not sure what the tokens represent, but there you go. And below that, we've got even more of these colored bird type tokens. I assume these are now going to be for player color, and this might be like a score track for keeping track of points. But that punches right out. Okay, so you got your number tokens, which are not double-sided. You got like a blank side on the back of the numbers, and otherwise, just kind of circular dots there. Okay, now these are quite hefty. I gotta say, so far, this is a very nice board, very sturdy, quite thick, and yes, they are kind of a dual layer, area here. So very interesting. There's a lot to look at here, so I can see why this is the main focus in the rulebook on the image. So yeah, you've got the Quails clan, or clan that uses the quails. You've got the Horned Curacao. I'm trying to look at any variants here between them. So far, they look pretty identical. Nope. Actually, I see some difference here. For example, some of these numerical values right around the bird appear to be a little different, these top areas here. But I think the rest of this has a very similar outline of like, these are your basic tracks, and they kind of offer the same benefits for the actual squares. But your bird values, however those come into play. Those seem to be different, but you got your greater sage grosses, your capercailles. I guess that's the one pictured on the cover of the box. All right, these are very high quality. Like I said, very sturdy. They work very nice. The blue-eared pheasants, and the artwork here is very good. It looks nice, but yet also quite functional. It's very clear and easy to read. You know, all the different values and iconography here, so that's great. And then lastly is the blood pheasants. Okay, so then we have some more cardboard boards, and this is what I believe makes up the center map that you kind of use. And looks like you got like the summer side and the winter side, perhaps. I don't know if that's, you know, something that changes through the course of a single game, or if you kind of choose which one you want to use. That's, of course, just speculation. But it'll be interesting to see how this all kind of plays out. Looks like all the roads are going to kind of line up no matter which way they're angled. But otherwise, it's kind of give you, you know, nice little area here to work with. Perhaps it's just going to go and be a board kind of like that with varying ways that this can kind of map out each game. But yeah, the roads are always going to connect, so it's kind of like a Carcassonne thing where the roads always kind of point to one of these specific you know, corners or positions in thirds there on each side. And, you know, we've got kind of like a top-down view with some rivers and, I guess, towns. But I understand this is supposed to be more like tribal, so I'm not sure what they're going for on the some of the artwork here. But I mean, it looks unique. It looks very different. So let's take a look at what else is in the box. I see some more punch board, grayed back token, and then on the other side are these black tokens. We got a bowl, some fire, looks like a fur, weapon, rope. Yeah, so various tools perhaps that you can collect, and set those aside. We have a couple dice, a white one and a black one. So it looks like that's a combat. You got 1, 2, 3 blank sides, and then you have a 1, 2, and 3 value like sword attack there, and then you got your defensive die with 3 blank sides and a 1, 2, and 3 as well for defense. So I assume some of this is going to be combat against each other. So it may not be as, you know, living peacefully together as you might want. So we'll see where that kind of comes into play. Then we got a series of very small, kind of mini card sleeve sized cards. They feel very good, very sturdy. They you know, but they're very small. They're kind of like the Blood Rage size cards, maybe even smaller. But yeah, some increased values here from 1 to 3 in attack and 1 to 3 in defense. And then we've got some cards with other iconography here that I'm not sure what it means just yet, but I imagine this whole deck will get shuffled. So there is the cards. Then we have a bunch of player pieces in varying colors. So of course we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 player colors, and then this must be some like neutral player type tokens. Got some screen printing on these 2 sides. That's kind of like a pigeon looking meeple, and these are quite, you know, thick, standard kind of thick meeple size there. Sturdy, you know, kind of like Everdell meeples. And then you got just another cube right here, painted, and just kind of wooden pieces. Let me set that aside. Let's take a look at the purple. All right, we've got a few cube pieces here that are, I imagine, going to go on your board and perhaps track the score. So a bunch of cubes, and then we have a few different large meeples there, and then we've got the other sized identical looking meeples to these gray ones. So perhaps those are more like the regular workers, and then you got your 3 that are kind of in charge, or leaders or special abilities. That's my guess there. So that's the purple. Let's see if we got some unique shapes for the rest of these. Okay, we've got the cubes as well. Obviously, this must be the leader. So we've got 1, 2, 3 in terms of the special leader tokens for the red to match the actual bird that they represent. 4 there. But you still have these kind of similar shaped birds in red as to the neutral color there. So, all right. Pull this way. Let's take a look at the blue color, see how this looks. All right. Okay, he's got a cool looking, set of feathers there hanging out the side. A little mohawk on top. That's kind of cool. It's almost like a blue jay, but probably not. These are Galliformes. These are like huge, right? They're going to be riding these things and taming them and, using their abilities and whatnot. But yeah, you've got your regular bird meeples in the blue. Let's take a look at yellow. These all look quite good, and they're quite thick and easy to stand, and these guys are very identifiable. They're quite large. Got their feathers kind of just flaying outwards there. It's kind of cool. All right. Let's see the black color here. Okay, so black has some very large ones as well, as far as, very wide. Obviously, you got everything else, cubes, regular sized birds there, and double screen printed. I gotta say, I do like the trend of screen printing kind of by default, like all wooden pieces. It seems to be nowadays, so that's really cool. Putting that extra flourish, on the game pieces and whatnot. All right. And we have the white. So these guys kind of stand upright and tall, kind of like the red counterpart there. So for comparison, there's the red versus the white. All right. So obviously some of these are like way more noticeable as far as being like unique leader type meeples. What else do we have in the box? We have a few puzzles and, well, hold on. We got, some of these are in different languages. This one's not really in English at all. This side has the English on one side, and this side also English on one side. But okay, you got a reference here on what the puzzles look like. And then, I guess your main actions and how the game ends. So just a basic summary of like, the rule book. So we'll kind of keep these around the game board for people to reference. But yeah, there's nothing else in the box. So aside from, knowing how to play, this is everything that comes in the box for Clash of Galliformes. Stay tuned on the channel for more content about Clash of Galliformes, including the review that is upcoming at some point. So thanks for watching and tuning in today. I've been Jared, and if you are interested in learning more about board games, definitely check out the channel for content like the news and more reviews and unboxings. But I've also written a book that you're welcome to check out on Amazon. It's got a e-Kindle version and a paperback version. It's called Push Your Luck, the Board Game Dictionary, with over 800 terms and jargon related to board gaming. So if you're interested in learning more or making a kind of gift for someone who's new to the hobby so they can catch up on all the terminology that you need to know, then definitely check out the book. But, thanks for watching this video. Definitely stick around and subscribe. And until the next one, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.